Yo, this is Conan. You're listening to World of Wrestling podcast with Tax and Rich. Boom.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the World of Wrestling podcast. My name is Rich, and as always, I'm joined by my good buddy Tax Williams.
No one who's listening to this in England gives a damn about wrestling at the moment, do they? No one cares.
Football.
Because this is what I've always said, I love football, but I hate football fans predominantly. Should we now, as a tribute to the morons in the crowd at Wembley, all get COVID and take our shirts off and wave them around our heads?
Why not? Yeah, I mean, I'm happy England are doing great and stuff, but you were a little concerned with, 60,000 people all spunking all over each other, and then the other 100,000 or whatever in the streets in London or in cities across the UK.
I mean,
Ollie literally sent us a message yesterday being like, I'm convinced I've got COVID now. So there we go.
I was going to say, what a price to pay. How desperate are England to win a trophy? Well, we'll get 60,000 people infected with COVID. They'll go and celebrate in all the pubs and bars. So by the time the season starts, no one will actually be allowed to go to football grounds because they'll either all be dead or have to be isolating. What a jolly start to the pod.
It's almost worth losing all those idiots just to watch a game with fans, though.
I mean,
I'm joking, obviously. Dark humour on this podcast. This is not Wrestle Talk, just to clarify.
I was going to say, one of the things, and we'll get onto our subject matter going forward, but
it's the implication, Tax. It's the implication.
No, the having AEW with fans this week in Miami.
I loved that show so much. It was so much fun. Apart from that one cunt, obviously, but we don't have to talk about him.
No. That actually, if anything, made it, because obviously Jericho waiting to punch him once security had firm control of him.
Well, yeah, I mean, God, I saw the clip of the guy being dragged out, and he didn't look like he was 100% in control of his faculties, what that's due to. I wouldn't want to speculate. So I feel a bit bad about mocking him or something, but you don't jump in a ring, man. Like the first show back with a full arena and someone tries to jump in the ring or whatever. It's just like, come on, man. Like, no, don't do that. But now, as I said, like, who knows the reasons why. So, I mean, it's why I stopped picking on people on Twitter as well. Like, I don't know who I'm picking on,
And also, a lot of these guys just got released from WWE, so obviously they're going to try and get camera time.
It's Murphy jumping the barrier. Yeah.
Braun Strowman trying to get his main event push. Sorry, Strawn Broman.
Strawn Broman really let himself go over the last month.
Yeah. Although in fairness, Strawn Broman looks hench as ever. He's...
Isn't he bald now? Like properly, like shaved
properly
the beard
bald,
and everything.
Got a more toned, more shaped beard. But that whole...
It's kind of Hollywood, man. Fuck wrestling. Why would you bother with wrestling if you're that guy?
Yeah, agreed. But on the subject of wrestling, the Hangman tease. Someone in WWE's admin department needs to get fired. You've got 90 days, mate. Have I?
Talk dirty to me, Tax. Talk dirty to me. Ali Black in AEW, Tommy End, Malachi, whatever you want to call him, and the Hangman. Talk dirty to me. I love when wrestling's good. I'm touching my nipples. I feel hard.
JR having a fantastic double header for me. Another wonderful episode of WWE Dynamite, followed by Tommy End or whatever he's calling himself these days. and then Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. We don't need your blood money, Tony Khan. Next week we'll have AEW in Saudi Arabia.
She stole our joke.
Unbelievable. Next time we do a Saudi show, she's going to have to come on.
Mate, when she delivered that, I was watching it going, Britt Baker's awesome. She's so good. And then she dropped that Saudi line and my jaw hit the floor. And it was about 2 segments later that I was like, what did she say? I was like, she's got balls of steel. What a woman. She's fucking awesome.
Also, childish humour. Hey, Uno, what's the capital of Thailand? Bangkok. Wallop. Well played, Kenny. Childish humour. I love it.
Uno tweeting later that evening, Bangkok, I get it. It was just so funny.
I'm really disappointed because a couple of months ago, because I like, obviously Conan's very kind. He's done our intro for this. Conan, obviously on AEW, so we like to see our boy on there. I was going to some of these wrestlers aren't overly being responsive to my requests. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pay them on Cameo to do it. But I thought, and Uno was on my list. And I started listing up price a couple of months ago. I was like, okay, that's doable. Jug on to Cameo last night thinking, yeah, maybe I should go ahead and get a couple of these done. Uno? Fuck me, Uno. You've gone up.
He's a star now. It's
Exactly.
with AEW. They've gone TNT, brother.
He's verified,
TNT money,
brother.
that is. But I know we'll get onto WWE 2014 eventually on this podcast. But I've got to say, AEW leaves me immensely emotional after every single show at the moment, and I honestly think it's the best wrestling has ever been. Like, I know that's a massive statement, but you think about, I really started trying to process this thought over the last 24 hours, so I wanted to bring it up on the pod. You think about every bit of wrestling you really, really love. There's things that are great about it, but it never has everything. Like, I love the new era and I love the Attitude Era, but did it truly have the constant level of amazing matches and spots and stuff? And did it have, it had plenty of amazing stuff. It had great kind of R-rated promos and characters and stuff, but did it really have the immense quality of matches and the long-term storytelling? Not so sure. I love the last 10 years worth of New Japan. There's some amazing, intriguing, deep stories there, but it doesn't have the silliness and the fun of like modern AEW. It definitely doesn't have the promos for me and the character work and backstage segments and stuff, even though it's got lots of really good stuff. I think about every bit of wrestling I really love, and it has great things about it. But AEW has everything I love about wrestling. Every single week, it's just constantly leaves me like almost in tears of joy. Like, I don't want to be over dramatic about it, but it's the truth, man.
The key thing to AEW is it's run and booked by a fan of the independents. So you get that, as you said, like this week's episode of Dynamite, there was literally everything I would want as a pro wrestling fan, even going as far as Andrade wearing a gimp mask and a slip off top of a suit, which pops me big time. It shouldn't have done, but things like that.
I'm assuming you didn't get the why he was wearing that stuff.
Was this his stuff back on CMLL?
Kinda. Yes, is the simplest way to put it. But it's a reference to his start of Los Ingobernables, which, for those that don't know, started in Mexico and then transitioned across to Japan with Naito. It's actually a Mexican stable. And the character, the stuff he was wearing that night is a cartoon character called Black Mask, which is like, so he's basically cosplaying like a comic book character, is essentially what it boils down to.
Okay.
It was what he was doing in Los Ingobernables when they first started.
I mean, as a sidebar, because I saw some people on Twitter go, oh, Andrade's first month in AEW has been nothing. It's been dull. He's just been interrupted. It's a case of...
He's a heel. That's the point.
And more importantly, how Tony Khan books things. Like, I shared that thread on Twitter about that entire story of Hangman from day dot in AEW all the way to where we are now. Yeah. They actually have a booking plan. So it's a case of, I'm not going to let Andrade go and sign for New Japan or Impact. I need to sign him and I need to get him on TV, but it's going to take me a month to run through some stories and switch things around so I can actually get him into a worthwhile angle. It's the same thing like when Miro started, he was dog shit. He was a computer game. I mean, some of it was funny, but
it's like you see the anxiety of not being in WWE. Like, there's a certain pressure with AEW where, like, this is the new kid on the block. Look at the quality of matches and stories we're telling. You need to live up to this. And I think even guys like Andrade and Miro, there's a panic almost. There's a nervousness. I haven't wrestled for 6 months. I've got to come into this company with all these amazingly talented wrestlers who are being showcased amazingly at the same time. It's nerve-wracking. You could see Andrade last night working up to his character, working up to his spots. Like, it was awkward at first. And I would say the same for Miro.
But now Miro, and I like especially Miro as an example, for however many years, he's basically been told, go out and read this. And if you that becomes autopilot. And you saw his promos at the start with Kip Sabian, and they were a bit ropey. And now he's found his character, and he goes, I'm going to throw in a couple of fun lines at the start about being God's champion. I want to thank, again, I said it last time, but I want to thank my wife. I want to thank God for giving me the strength and making my wife flexible. And I was like, yes.
Calling himself the Redeemer, and that I'll never forget the line to Darby Allin where he's like, "You have a death wish, I am the man who will kill you." And I'm like, holy fuck, you can't say that. But as soon as he says it, you're just like, that's a bad guy character right there. But it's not so cool. Like, it's like NWO, you know what I mean? That it gets over. But it's like, he's still a dick. In the last match last week with Pillman was a brilliant babyface in that match. And he's coming a long way in a very short time. I think that kid's got so much potential. But Miro, realizing he's getting some face pops, so slowing down, winding up the crowd, being a dick, and having the freedom to be able to do that without being told exactly how it needs to be done and such. And, oh, I love it so much, Tax. You think about their main event scene and their mid-card scene and how many guys they're slotting in that can suddenly interchange and such. Like, it is starting to get a bit like they've got a lot of very, very talented people on that card, and need to be a bit careful about how many guys they bring across from WWE or the Indies or whatever. Like, we need some stars. We need to make some stars. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but they're doing it slowly. I think with Rampage coming, I think that's going to be where a lot of these guys who need to establish their characters going, because obviously Dark and Dark Elevation are great for getting up the wins and loss records, so it looks good for the rankings. But I agree, they can't keep going signing these people. But the people they've signed are the people who should have been main event players guys in WWE. Miro, Andrade, Tommy End. You know, even
those three guys there, those three guys should be WWE's next generation.
Yeah, hands down. But I mean, and this is the problem. You know, this emphasizes, and going back to your original points, you know, I believe AEW is hands down the best wrestling product today. Is it the best wrestling of all time? It's arguable it could be, because obviously every time you and me have gone back and looked at the Attitude Era for stuff like this, there's moments. But if we were honest when we've gone back and covered Attitude Era stuff...
I just heard like a loud bang and then you cut out. Are you all right? Did you sell?
Yeah. Basically, I've seen ROH won't allow people having streamers. I can't wrestle at the moment, so I'm having to bump at home. Just get in there.
Maybe on the pod that would just be you talking. But for me on this, because obviously we can't be in person quite yet still. I guess we almost can. Anyway, we're not. We're doing it remotely. I heard a bang and then just nothing. And then you just continue talking. I was like, hang on. Is he selling? What's going on
My wife came in and I put her through a table.
Sorry, you're making a good point.
I was saying before I bumped that it's arguable that now AEW is... I mean, it's unquestionable AEW is the best wrestling going today. But looking back at the Attitude Era, every time we've gone back on the pod to look at this, there's been moments, but there's not been a whole episode of Raw during the Attitude Era, which we both remember so fondly, that we've gone, that was a 5-star episode of Raw. If we went back in a 5 years' time and we're doing like an AEW retrospective, and we watched this episode of Dynamite, we'd be throwing boxes of cornflakes at this rating for this.
Yeah,
and I think part of it is because we want this to succeed, because there's talent in there who can tell stories, and it's the wrestling that we like. But I think it's also because we've been deprived of such a good product for such a long time. Instantly, anything that's going to come along and actually make us excited about wrestling. You know, I sent a tweet earlier going, another amazing episode of Dynamite, and I genuinely look forward to each week. Like, it ended with the Bucks, great, but I know what's happening. I know the card for next week. I don't need to be left on a cliffhanger, right? Because there was so much that happened in that show, and the lights so going out to start with on the show, and then JR doing the classic, we've been having some problem here. Oh yeah, we've been having some storms. At that stage, like, something's happening. But because they're the new kids on the block, and because there's these talents who are, you know, rocking around, you can get Malachi Black debuting and people go, what the hell is this? And fair play to Arn Anderson. He did his best taking that kick.
Hell yeah.
Good lad. But yeah, I mean, it's a real shame because over the last 48 hours, I've watched a very entertaining, if not quite stressful, England game. I then watched a wonderful episode of AEW Dynamite. And then I watched 3 hours of pissing Raw.
So, today's podcast, part 6 of our Enter the Dragon podcast series, Raw from the 17th of February 2014, our go-home show for the Elimination Chamber. Even though you wouldn't fucking know it watching this show. It's episode 1082 of Raw. My God, that's a lot of episodes. From the Pepsi Center in Denver, Colorado. Mile High City. Broadcast live on the USA Network, Sky Sports, and we watch this on the WWE Network. Our commentary team is the same god-awful trio of Michael Cole, Jerry Lawler, and John Bradshaw Layfield.
Now, before we get started, obviously we're going to need to look back at SmackDown, because there might be some interesting things that happened to SmackDown. And just quickly on your Raw stats, this did a 3.08 TV rating.
Yeah, which is triple what WWE are doing right now.
Yep. SmackDown, which was recorded on the 11th of February and aired on the 14th of Feb on the Sci-Fi Network and also on the WWE Network, did a 1.98 rating. Now,
Sci-Fi, do you say it was on?
Yeah, it was on Sci-Fi this week.
It's a very small network. So that's actually quite a good rating for a tiny little network like that.
So, to show how uninspired I've been for this week's pod, last couple of weeks we've had some fantastic creative intros to describe both SmackDown and Raw this week. Here's what I wrote.
Where's this going?
Here's what I wrote for SmackDown. How did the SmackDown show the love on Valentine's Day? 9 days before the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, the powerful Cesaro defanged the Viper. I almost called him the Wiper there. That would be really bad.
The Wiper, Randy Orton.
Oh, and a fatal four-way match to determine the new number one contender for the Intercontinental title, and the Usos soared to new levels of DUI.
Oh, mean. Oh, I mean, it's a douchebag move, but yeah, he obviously needs help.
So,
times, dude. Come on, give him some help.
Here are the quick results. Some of the Elimination Chamber boys came out. Christian, Daniel Bryan, Sheamus, and they did battle with the Shield, who won after 16 minutes. Swagger was out being a racist, and he beat Kofi, Mark Henry, and Rey Mysterio to be the new number one contender. We'll get to that later. For some reason, halfway during this SmackDown card, not live TV, there was a dark match between Eva Marie and Alicia Fox with Oksana.
SmackDown's recorded, isn't it?
Yep.
It's not live, is it? Yeah, okay.
We had exciting 8-man tag action with the Brotherhood of Cody and Goldust and the Usos, Jimmy and Jay, defeating Bry Baxter and the New Age Outlaws. Foreshadowing. This was important. Darren Young defeated Damien Sandow after the primetime players have split because of their millions of dollars, and Titus O'Neil attacked Darren Young at the end of this match. Unbelievable, Jeff.
I love that that's the bit they decided to highlight on this episode of Raw by showing a replay of it. None of the other stuff is basically shown, but the primetime players bit was.
I should also point out that the Darren Young beat Damien Sandow in 1 minute and 8 seconds. The Miz beat Fandango in 3 minutes and 4 seconds. And in our main event...
I think it's pronounced Fandingo.
Fandingo with Summer Rae. But in our main event, our boy, the Coffee Master, not Danhausen, the original Coffee Master, Claudio Cesaro, now only going as Cesario. Cesario?
Yeah,
Shit.
Cesario.
Oh dear. So now
definitely misplaced his first name, and he lost it somewhere.
Well, he sold it to get over the border, apparently.
Yeah, Seb. Yeah, funny, isn't it?
But yeah, so since this pod started, Cesaro has lost his first name, so it's no longer Antonio Cesaro. He is just Cesaro. But he beat the Wiper, Randy Orton.
That'll never not tickle me. That's great.
So that's
I mean, exhilarating episode of SmackDown. It's like they just took Raw from the past week, swapped a few of the names around, just replayed it.
But just to throw it out there, so Cesaro has now pinned the WWE World Heavyweight Champion, and as a result, at the end of SmackDown on Valentine's Day, Randy Orton was now 1-3.
The Wiper Randy Orton.
The Wiper Randy Orton, which fits perfectly again with him shitting in bags. The Wiper Randy Orton is now 1-3. The only person he's beaten is Christian, and he's lost to everyone else.
we'll get to that Christian character development on this show because oh my god, it's interesting to say the least.
So, would you like to hear my again unheartfelt intro for Monday Night Raw? So again,
please do.
Well, the reason why we're getting these, dear listeners, is that if you go back into our archive and listen at worldofwrestlingpodcast.com, you'll
buy
notice...
a t-shirt.
Buy a t-shirt, amazon.co.uk, search World of Wrestling Podcast. Help us have pizza fund for when we can do a podcast in person together, because that's going to be lovely.
Fuck yeah.
So we've got cold starts for all these Raws. All we've got is Michael Cole going, welcome to Monday Night Raw. So we have no story, so I want to set the scene. But as I said, AEW's been really good, football's been really good, and I haven't been overly creative. So here we go. In 6 days, Randy Orton, John Cena, our hero, Daniel Bryan, Antonio Cesario.
Just Cesario, mate. He hasn't got the Antonio anymore.
Irish international footballer Seamus Coleman and Christian will collide in the Elimination Chamber. That is, if tensions between the 6 competitors don't boil over into chaos first. And that was it. That's all I got.
That's pretty good. There's a couple of good big adjectives in there. It's fine. Don't worry.
Seamus Coleman is my personal favourite for football fans.
Oh, he's a good footballer. Anyway, so yeah, then now forever. Cole says, welcome everybody to Monday Night Raw because he's a boring piece of shit. So, like, I ended up watching Dynamite kind of halfway through my viewing. Well, actually, like 2/3 of my way through viewing this. I had to break these episodes of Raw up across like a week, like I know you do as well, because it's intolerable watching 3 hours in a row.
Oh, I couldn't this week. This was a real doozy for me because I had to do this because I was on my summer working hours, so I had Dynamite to watch to start with this morning after dropping Harriet at nursery. That was very nice. And I had to tag on my remaining time to watch, with adverts removed, 2 hours and 14 minutes of this shithole.
Okay, a genuine question, okay? Would you rather have watched this Raw all in one sitting or be waterboarded?
Oh, I'm glad I did it all in one. It's like if you needed 3 operations on your balls, just get one done and be done with the pain.
And his name is John Cena. Yabadoo! White ring ropes.
Well, it is President's Day, which I only clocked about 2 hours into the bloody thing when I was like, why are we getting all these quotes?
They give us like little vignettes of quotes from presidents. No one ever mentions it's President's Day until like, 2 and a bit hours into the show almost?
Yeah, because I thought, I must have missed something here. I'm being very uninformed. But why am I getting all these inspirational quotes from America's leaders?
Yeah, no one putting over the gimmick though. It's like the first episode of TNA all over again.
Yeah, George Bush, we got him.
Don't misunderestimate me.
Professor Liebstrong, where's the red button?
I'm really, really good. I'm excellent. Like, I'm superb. Sorry.
Bush. It's another name for pubes.
We could do this all night. Cena shows off his new t-shirt. Gets a pretty decent response because it's Denver, Colorado. They're awful fucking fans. Until the music stops and they get a bit of booing. John tells us whoever's in the chamber is guaranteed a main event against Batista at WrestleMania. Can he do that? Is that Joey? What?
That is it. Because you're the number 1 contender to face so-and-so at WrestleMania. And Big Match Dave obviously won the Rumble.
Randy Orton's the champion, not Batista.
Yeah, but Batista's won the main event at WrestleMania. It's whoever's got the big belt.
Yeah, I understand, but
no, it's
semantics.
Fine.
I'm angry.
It's all fine. He can do it. He can do that, Joey.
Orton talks about momentum. Orton ain't got any. Dragon beat Orton, yay.
Of course he's got
Orton.
momentum. He swings from one side of the windshield to the other.
The wiper Randy Orton. So Orton goes, Dragon beat me, and the crowd go like, yay, and then go, so did Cena, and they go, boo. Great fun. Casually racist Americans are here. Well, Seb and Cesaro. Cesaro has obviously misplaced his first name, as we talked about, or what did you call him again? Cesario or something? Cesario. It sounds like a Fiat or something.
Or a wizard. The great Cesario.
The new Renault Cesario.
Built and made in Switzerland.
So Cesaro cuts a quick promo. He's going to become the new face of America.
US&A. US&A.
Yep. Sheamus comes out, cuts a quick promo. Christian comes out, cuts a quick promo. Randy cuts a quick promo. Hero of our story is here. Big smiley face Daniel Bryan. Yes chants all around. Dragon cuts a quick promo. Boring recent events. I'm going to do blah, blah, blah boring. I'm better than blah, blah, blah boring. All 6 lads cut the same fucking boring promo. Only difference is Dragon is actually over.
It's amazing how over he is, and they let him come out last in this little medley.
Yeah, like I'm annoyed with how so coming out of Chamber, we know who's going to be champion because at least leading into WrestleMania, I remember who was champion. So I have an idea for what's going to happen at Chamber because obviously the belt's on the line, etc., right? And we know that they're eventually going to build to Dragon and the main event at WrestleMania 30 because that's the whole point of this podcast series. So Rumble happened. It seemed very clear that Dragon wasn't going to be a part of it. They then go, oh, fuck, we screwed up, and spend a couple of weeks kind of putting Dragon over really, really strong. Like, it's obvious that he's the guy. Last week and this week, I felt a lot less like they're prioritizing Dragon. And much more, they're just going, Randy Orton's a bit shit, isn't he? It's kind of weird. He just keeps getting beat.
This was the time as well where WWE started reading the internet. Because at this time, everyone was saying, oh, Orton's shit. So every promo Triple H and Steph are cutting is like, not very good, are you, Randy?
Yeah, it's kind of weird how they've just completely changed their story. And they started to seem like they were going down the direction where you'll kind of hope and think they're going to go down, considering what happens at WrestleMania 30. But this is the one bit in the night where Dragon really kind of shines. I know he has a match, but like this is the time to make him the guy, right? These opening bits. I mean, every fucking week opens with one of these promos as well. It's getting really boring.
Well, this was Raw by numbers in 2014. Come out either Authority promo or Big Match John promo, or if Big Match John was at the cinema doing filming. The movie
with
set.
no intro music as well, no intro video. It's like, you turn on AEW and like 4, 3, 2, 1, and you're like, so good. And you watch this, and it's like, okay, got to sit through 20 minutes of promo. Awesome. Someone gonna make something dramatic or something we don't expect? No, everyone's just gonna cut the same fucking promo 6 times in a row and gonna make some matches between the guys that are gonna be in this 6-person match in the main event. Yeah.
It's what you've said on the previous pods, though. It's the Elimination Chamber is a pointless pay-per-view to have between Rumble and Mania. You should have that slow build, that slow burn. Can you imagine the build-up for Brett versus Shawn for the Iron Man was pissed away in 2 weeks? No, I want to see Shawn Michaels training like a absolute machine and then making Bret Hart run on ice gingerly just so he doesn't fall over and break his neck to make him look like he's not training. Oh, I did see this all come up again because we had the obviously it was Bret Hart's birthday last week, which was lovely. Happy birthday to Bret Hart. It did start me thinking, I know we sort of teased this before, but don't think about it. One word answer. Who do you prefer to have? Who's the best technical wrestler of all time? Daniel Bryan or Bret Hart? Don't think about it. Got to say the answer.
Bret Hart.
That's exactly the conclusion I came to, but it was a real internal struggle.
I would prefer to watch a Daniel Bryan match. Bret tells a better story. Bret can tell an amazing in-ring story with anyone. He's done it with a cracked up bulldog. My favorite match of all time. Dragon is 1% below Bret. Like, he's so fucking close to being perfect. But I think Bret is perfect at times.
I would say this, and I know obviously people do this a lot on the internet. And I think genuinely, if you had them both in the same time period, both in their prime, Danielson versus Hart would have been the best wrestling match anyone could ever see, and no one would ever beat it.
God, give them a year. Let them build to it. Pay it off at WrestleMania in a main event for the belt. Can you fucking imagine what they'd be able to achieve? Who'd be the heel?
Oh, Bret.
It has to be, doesn't it? Because the older authority figure type character will really work against young plucky Dragon. Oh my God. Don't do these things to me.
Well, I need to try and put something positive in your mind because we've only just got through the half. Well, in fairness, We got a lot of matches out of this, despite having a 7-year promo to start the card.
Yeah, if you look at this show just as matches on a card, I'm like, looks pretty decent. So all these guys are in the ring. Here's the pyro. Here comes boring Kane in his boring suit and his boring fucking face.
Here comes Here comes Harry Kane. Harry Kane is here.
Harry Kane's in my good books at the moment. This boring fucking Kane character isn't. Kane cuts a boring, I am your boring authority, boring tonight promo. He's in charge of tonight's boring show, the boring fucking faceless wank. I like Kane. This Kane's fucking boring, isn't he?
Dress shoes and office attire for Kane doesn't do it for me. But I have enjoyed with the football thing, basically having all of the mocked up pictures of Gareth Southgate over the body of Paul Bearer and Harry Kane as Kane. And then it's like
note how they all used mask Kane, not maskless Kane, because it's fucking boring.
No, because that's who people would know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's almost like the gimmick got over once, you know what I mean? Anyway, so Orton versus Sheamus. It's going to be Cesaro versus John Cena, Christian versus Daniel Bryan, which is right now. It's a waste of 13 minutes. Could they not have just had like a video package to explain recent events and the fact they're going to have some matches tonight to lead up to the Chamber? Do we have to open every show with these boring generic characters saying these boring things? Like, it's so boring.
In fairness to WWE, and I know I said I watched this in one fell swoop, I stopped to make lunch. And when I came back after having lunch to carry on watching this and sort of doing some other really important technical work, not watching wrestling, I came back when they were doing we'll touch on it a bit later, but the Ron Simmons honouring, because it's Black History Month, and then the history of the Elimination Chamber. And just watching those two video packages, coming back into it after lunch, I was like, ooh. Production's good, isn't it?
Yeah, one thing with these shows I can't complain about is the production level. It's insane. The camera ops, they're annoying at times. They do a bit too much zooming and I don't like the direction. But like the general quality and the editing and the microphone, the way they sound, even the stage, as boring as it is, it's still quality, you know what I mean? The ring looks immaculate every single second, you know?
But saying that,
there's lots of positive things to say about their production.
We have been obviously waxing lyrical about WWE's production, but that video montage, and again, apologies, it's making me sound I'm proper fanboying AEW this week, because, well, I am. But that video montage for their entire run at Daly's Place, which AEW put together and produced, with the soundtrack over it and how they had every moment in it, I thought they've upped their game for that video package last week, which is incredible. Such a beautiful, beautiful video package.
Definitely. I think I follow a couple of the AEW editors online for obvious reasons. It's my fucking job to be able to like compete with them and stay up to their level almost, you know what I mean? It's like anyone would with their job. You want to keep your skill level up, and I want to see what they're doing and how they're doing it and who's doing it, obviously. And I think they're good. I think they could definitely use maybe a couple of other editors to bring in some other elements in the nicest way I can possibly put it. But that video package itself, it didn't need a lot of technical work done to it. It's just so many amazing, well-booked, well-timed moments, and just be able to you literally could have clipped them and stuck them together and it would make you feel those emotions. You know, it was genuinely amazing. It was really well done.
But what wasn't filling me with great amounts of emotion and fun was this match between Christian and Dragon.
So this is our opening match with boring Kane at ringside. Did I mention boring version of Kane in a boring suit and a boring fucking face? Fucking nowhere. Christian is now wrestling like a heel. Cole tells us he's frustrated. Christian is the only man not to have beaten Randy Orton, you know, the champion. And so it's this really strange character development where for the past 6 weeks, 5 weeks, whatever, Christian has been the plucky underdog. He's not very good. They buried him on commentary week after week. Like saying, imagine this guy as the fucking face of the WWE in a million fucking years, you know, like literally that kind of verbiage. And now that like, oh, this is the best Christian we've ever seen. He's so dangerous. I'm like, what? In one fucking week, And he gets buried. He loses. Just like, okay, great. What's the point in this? Why is he a heel suddenly?
They're playing up WWE classic booking where people go,
Yeah.
Christian's getting the belt because he's losing going into the pay-per-view. It's going to be Christian versus Batista main event in Mania 30.
I wrote just a couple of the quotes down. Cole says, "This is the most dangerous Christian we've ever seen."
I think you'll find that was Judas.
Surely Jesus has more powers than Judas, right?
Yeah, but he's not as dangerous.
Too nice, right? Good old Jesus. Also, this is the most
Lucky
focused
baby
Christian...
face Jesus. Isn't he the guy who stabbed John Cena in a nightclub?
Oh God! The finish.
No, he wasn't there.
Fuck you. Christian goes for the unpretty. They're calling it the kill switch. When did this happen?
Engage.
Yeah, sure.
Holy
CM Punk,
diver.
right? Dragon tucks his feet under Christian's armpits. Is there a name for this move? I didn't know what to call it.
Tickles.
Say again.
Tickles.
Feet tickles under his armpits. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rolls through for the 1, 2, 3. It's a really kind of clever finish, even though the match is it's okay. For the 1, 2, 3, the winner's Daniel Bryan. Lawler on commentary goes, Christian dominated that match.
Which match was he watching?
I don't know if that's the story they're trying to tell. Why? We're meant to be building Dragon, the main event of WrestleMania 30. Why is Christian, this guy we've buried for the last 4 weeks, dominating him in theory? He didn't. The match was pretty 50-50 as far as I remember.
Lawler wasn't watching the match. He was just scouting underage girls on Tout.
Facts. Boring Kane tells Dragon he has one more match tonight against Boring Me. Well, not me, but Boring Kane me.
Hey, he's
Boring Kane.
He's the Devil's favourite director of operations.
So next up we've got Daniel Bryan versus Boring Kane. Kane is now Slacks and wife beater Kane. Ooh, so Bull Buchanan in the right to censor Kane.
Well, in fairness, sometimes it gets cold up at Connecticut. At Titan Towers, Kane goes in, he's like, bit chilly in here. Normally I'm in the murky depths of hell, but it's quite windy up here. I'll wear a vest underneath my shirt today to keep
Get
toasty
my vest
warm.
out, yeah. So in this match, did you find that commentary will not shut the fuck up at all?
I despise this 3-man booth.
It's not getting me hyped for the pay-per-view talking. It's making me want to stab a puppy talking. It's like it's awful.
It's dross all the time.
Could you tell I was in a really bad mood when I first started watching this show? Because the first half of the show is fucking dreadful. About halfway through, I got in a better mood because I'd watched some AW and shit, you know what I mean? But this opening, I was just like, fuck me, it's so bad.
And would you believe that the fans chanting, "You sold out" to the Devil's favourite director of operations, he didn't care. You sold out. You sold out. Oh no, Kane's got loads of money. Ooh, he cares.
Yeah. I mean, you say the fans, maybe 10% of the people in the crowd?
I'm trying to be generous. I'm trying to spin positives on this wonderful, wonderful audience.
Yeah, tricky, innit? Tricky. Do you like the way I buried them in the first sentence about them? This fucking dog shit crowd tonight.
Well, they're a mile above sea level. The altitude
Yeah.
sickness was kicking in for the entire crowd. That's why they were so
Probably a
quiet
bit
and
tired.
disinterested.
Bit sweaty and tired, you know?
Like we are now, and we're just doing a podcast.
Exhausts me doing these pods. So
I'm on the treadmill
all those
doing it just to make sure I get the steps in.
all those people with proper jobs having to actually do stuff for a living. So I was sitting there going, this whole talking in a microphone thing, it's a lot of effort.
Yeah. Ugh, not more talk. Well, again, I'm still at my standing desk, so I'm a bit like, my legs.
Mate, I've just got to see. It's awesome. You should try it sometime. Dragon and Bull Buchanan in the right to center Kane talk way too much. They're literally just shouting spots at each other through this. What has happened to Kane's punches, Tax? What has happened to Kane's punches? What am I watching?
They're not good, are they? They're not good
Fucking
at all.
hell, mate. Like, I'm not a wrestler. Okay, I've done one session. It's fucking amazing. Thank you, Coach Wick. I love you. But I used to watch Kane in 98, 99, 2000, be like, that guy looks like he's stabbing someone in the throat as hard as he fucking can. But he's notoriously like a safe, good worker, right? These punches, I'm looking at going, this is the kind of shit I imagine my dad watching going, bit fake this shit, isn't it?
Gotta protect the money. Gotta protect Dragon heading
He's
into Mania.
4 inches away from Dragon's head at times when he's throwing these punches, and Dragon's having to sell this shit. What's going on? It's Kane.
Working smart, maybe?
It's dreadful. I really noticed it in this match. Like, not that I've really noticed it before either. It's just stood out. So I think it's because they're just throwing punches. That's all this match is.
Even for Dragon's standard here. So the match with Christian, and we've said Dragon could pull a fantastic match out of anyone. Even his match with Christian wasn't good already with the promo, well, the replicated promos of every chamber participant. Then Christian and Dragon, and then this thing with Kane. They're phoning it in. I genuinely believe that the wrestlers thought and bought into the story. And I go, oh, Vince, Steph and Trips aren't here. Brilliant. Night off. And no one bothered caring.
I think there's definitely a little concern of we've got WrestleMania on the horizon, we've got a pay-per-view this Sunday. Let's not actually exhaust and doing the guys, on the roster or whatever. But the gimmick is meant to be that boring Kane works over Dragon's arm. The crowd start chanting boring, and I'm like, that's my fucking gimmick. Kane bends Dragon's arm around the ring post, and the ref eventually calls for the bell. I'm like, what, really? Okay, fine. Dragon wins via disqualification, I guess. Who cares, right?
The spot could have looked quite good. It didn't, but the concept of the spot was good. You can guarantee who was involved in that. Both Kane and Dragon were going, let's do it this way rather than the shitty stuff we normally do with a chair, where if you're punching me 4 feet away, you'll actually just smash a chair into a turnbuckle rather than my arm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure. You can see what they're going for. It just didn't do much for me. But I guess there's now the story that Dragon has an injury going into the chamber match. And it's all because of Kane. It's definitely not that we had a plan for Kane and Punk and we just slotted Dragon in here because we didn't know what to do with him,
I like this, though, because it's giving me, again, trying to draw positives. Our
You're
hero,
worse than
the
fucking
person,
Denver fans.
our hero, the
joking,
one we want to be chanting for, has now got even more obstacles in front of him. The fact that he's been wrestling 2-3 matches in a card, he's been not put on cards by the authority. He's now got an injury to work in the most dangerous match. I'd speculate he's probably going to start number 1 in the chamber as well to build up the against all odds concept. So it's making me want to go for it. But this is where the difference is, I think they got very lucky with how they managed to keep the momentum, well, the fan interaction with Daniel Bryan going for this long, because when someone gets this hot, you need to pull the trigger before they call off. So they were running the risk so much in this 3-month period of cocking this up.
Yeah, they could have just told a better story, you know what I mean? But I know what you mean. It's I'm not sure boring Bull Buchanan Kane is the way to do it, but they're making the right effort, and I think there's a big situation whereby they are shoehorning Dragon into that main event picture in the best way they can, to kind of think to do it with no time. No, they haven't had like months to plan this. They are obviously going week to week and trying to shoehorn him in. You've got Dave Bautista wandering around with this fucking pointless feud with Alberto Del Rio, etc., and we know Randy's the champion; he keeps losing. But you haven't got that Punk Kane thing, so you've got like a thing there, like a person you can use who's associated with the authority, who Randy is, and you can see the logic of what they're attempting to do. For me, it just didn't quite work as how I'd like it to. I think is the simplest way I can put it.
If Punk had stayed, do you think he would have had Christian's spot in the chamber?
You'd imagine as much, yeah. Maybe Dragon's spot, even if they're different plans for Dragon.
Because they were saying in all, like even Dragon said it in promos up to it, they were going to go for Dragon Sheamus again at Mania 30. That was their original penciled-in plan, and it was going to be, Punk, choice. And it was going to be Punk Triple H, and
they're both faces.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to jump in there. I was like, well, Sheamus is He's not over, but he's a face at this time. Fuck it, whatever.
So they've done
So it's
that,
meant
and
to
then
be
they were
Punk
gonna,
and Triple H.
Punk and Triple H, because that's the whole thing that when Punk left and he was like, I want the main event at Mania, I want to do this and that, and Vince's comment was, but you are in the main event. You're wrestling Triple H. Vince McMahon ribbing people till he dies. You're in the main event with this guy. Kenny Omega's Triple H impression on facial hair, fucking quality.
Yeah, that was good that week, wasn't it? So, replay of Mark Henry's return last week. Roman saves the Shield again. They were obviously taking Roman to the moon. It's very, very obvious at this point. So, Renee is backstage with Saucy, Humdingers, Ignoramus, Emo, Legless, Dickmongers. It's the Shield. I was quite proud of that one.
Very good. I mean, I like the fact they're doing the one-upsmanship storyline still of Roman and Dean Ambrose, and Seth's just happy to be there.
Seth calling Renee sweetheart? It's like, oh, creep much.
Yeah. I mean, Titus does it later as well.
Yeah, it's not good. So, Tax.
Yes, Rich.
Why are they cutting promos on Mark Henry when we have Shields versus Wyatt at Chamber in 6 days?
Because they had the whole thing with Dean Ambrose going against Mark Henry last week for the US title. So now it's the one-upsmanship.
Why?
Why? Because Mark Henry's back.
We've literally got Shields versus Wyatt in 6 fucking days.
Yep.
Why are we focusing on the Shield versus Mark Henry suddenly?
Because we can't have them fight each other until the go-home segment. What are you doing? We can't have them actually in a match. They've got to have Roman and tease dissension in the Shield because they're now the face team. So they can't be going in strong. And,
So the Wyatts
Dean
meant to be heels, is that?
Well, that's what we established last week because they backed off.
Oh, I guess. Yeah, that's kind of a heelish move. They don't get a heel pop, though, do they?
And later, they beat up a bull.
Yeah.
Michael Nee's favourite mini.
Torito. It's funny, though. I just don't get this idea of... So we've got the Shield. Who are they going to wrestle? Oh, they're going to wrestle the Wyatts. Holy shit. 6 massive, intense guys. That's going to be so much fun. What should we do to build to it? Well, we'll have them do this whole thing where they end up in the ring together occasionally and, well, won't they fight? Who knows? All this sort of stuff. Like, great. I'm absolutely fine with that. But what we're also going to do is we're going to have the Shield have a series of matches with Mark Henry and they're going to kind of be angry at each other, and then Roman's going to save them every time, and Seth's going to be a creepy douchebag. And you're like, what? Why? Why are we doing that? I don't get it.
I was thinking when I looked at this promo, and we're heading into Chamber where we've got Wyatts versus Shield, and I just thought, imagine if they just switched the order of what they did here and did some of the Mania plans at Chamber and moved this to be at Mania. Wyatts versus
that's
Shield
exactly
at Mania.
what they should have done.
But they would have missed out on having AM blank being there. So
careful.
That's what I said. That's why I said AM blank. So
the thing I kept thinking is that I don't really remember much of the Chamber show apart from the main event, which I have a feeling I know what's going to happen. Because obviously we watched this live the first time around in 2014. I definitely haven't rewatched it since. Fucking what kind of idiot would do that for a podcast series? But like, I kept thinking, like, how would I do this? And to me, I would have almost, the Shield turn up, they're all hyped, the Wyatts come to the ring, and they go, actually, no, guys, and just fuck off, to build tension over those next 6 weeks to leading to a match at Mania. But obviously, that's not what's going to happen. But I don't know. It feels like they're blowing their load for no reason and just giving this match away almost at Chamber with very little build. They had a couple of cool segments, but it'd be nice to focus more on it.
do you think the issue for WWE Creative at this time is that they don't think that either Shield or the Wyatts have that mainstream crossover following to actually be able to be a hyped Mania match? Do you think that
maybe
Mania, as the marquee, and that casuals go to Mania, casuals aren't going to go to Chamber unless it's in their backyard, really, are they? So the fact they can get this match for the wrestling fans in there to complement such a shitty main event, because no one likes a chain, because no one can see what's going on, because there's a massive chain in front of you.
There is that issue, yeah. There's been some fun chamber matches, don't get me wrong, as a fan watching from home.
Oh yeah, but if I'm watching in
I can't
attendance
imagine live. man, cage matches are bad enough, and they've got like, you know, almost clear signs on them, like the fucking pods and the roof and everything else. Like, ugh.
To go to show as well how bad this product is. So I think the last time I went and watched WWE, it would have been NXT when it was at Wembley, when they did Takeover at Wembley Arena.
Oh, great
And
show.
I mentioned to my wife, I was like, "Oh, I see WWE are touring in September." She's like, "Oh, you should go." And I was like, "I don't want to waste my money." She said, and then she said,
Do you want to spend 60 quid on watching this bollocks week to week, Tax?
she said, "Richard, go with you." I said, "No, he fucking wouldn't."
Fucking ain't spending a penny on this fucking company in 2021. No
However,
way.
I did say to her, I said, "But the second AEW or New
Front row.
Japan come back,
Front row.
I will be throwing my savings account money at Ticketmaster. I will be making sure I isolate for 7 months before the event to make sure nothing can possibly go wrong." Because
Mate, the opportunity to be within arm's reach of the ring and the wrestlers for the first ever AEW show in the UK, that's not an opportunity you want to miss, you know.
no, not at all. But this is the thing, though. Like, even now, right, you see this crowd in 2014, and the product's got even worse in the last 7 years. You know,
Yeah.
I will. The fans don't give a shit. You don't even
I
see
lost you
people
for a
trying.
moment there. Sorry, you're back. Hello. Say that again.
Sorry, I was saying the fans just they don't care. You don't see anyone trying to
Yeah.
reach out and hand slap the wrestlers at Raw. They just disinterested. They're on their phones. They don't care.
I mean, with good reason. So there's a network shell here. We're still building up to the debut of WWE Network. I feel very sorry for all those people that now have to put up with fucking Peacock. Apparently it's awful still. So, yeah, well, I get a lot of feedback, obviously working for Wrestle Talk and stuff. Americans are not happy with it. It does have a pause button now, though, Tax. You'll be happy to know.
What, a live pause?
Yeah, so you can actually like sync up and stuff, which it hasn't had since the start of the WWE Network on Peacock. Yeah, weird.
WWE don't care though. They got their money.
Mate, network's been so bad this week. Like, we have a guy that sources images and clips for us for like different videos. Wrestle Talk is like it's literally his job. A guy called Brandon, who's fucking awesome. I love that guy. And yeah, man, he just literally sent me a message today going, "Fucking network keeps freezing every 20 seconds." It's so funny. Yeah, I'll talk about that again later in the pod. But anyway, so next up it's Fandango and Summer Day. They're in the ring. The pyro dancer thing above them I thought was pretty cool. We haven't really talked about that.
Nice effects. Again, top level production.
Yeah, I think they kill it pretty quickly because imagine having to drag that from city to city.
And also, he's not a main event talent, so we don't want to justify the expense.
He could have been.
I think he's Impact bound.
Yeah, I think maybe he's one of those guys that'd be one too many people to bring into AEW, you know?
Him and I
love him so much. But
I like him and I like
Impact bound.
Breeze, but they wouldn't work there.
Maybe. I think it depends on what kind of act. I think if they're comedy tag, I don't think we've got enough kind of comedy tag teams necessarily for AEW, but whatever. Here comes Santino and Emma again because we have to do the same thing we've done for the past fucking 5 weeks apparently. Weird little video package telling us who Emma is and showing us that she's really not over.
Every time I see her, I just think about the 26 weeks they did the Emelina promos and then she quit. She's like, I'm not comfortable with this character. Right at the last minute before debuting. Poor Emma. Great talent. Like, good in-ring talent. Good hand.
Yep. This character was... Looking at these video packages, right, you see her coming out and doing the whole Zeke Heiling dance thing she does, which I never really got the idea behind. And then there's like, you know, a couple of kids in the crowd doing it, and there's a couple of people front row kind of like, you know, not smiling. They're just standing there doing it because that's what they're meant to do almost. But then there's maybe 10, 20 people around them who are not doing it. And you're like, why are we showing these clips as like, this is our character, this is her background, of her looking like she's not over? Like, come on, guys. We'll just try and get her over at least.
I remember at the time when they were doing this dance that, and it's wrong to think it, but my first thoughts were, are they trying to do another Eugene?
Yeah, it's along those lines, isn't it? The way they're portraying her, it's very strange. I never quite understood it. Even watching it back now, it's not even sympathetic. It's like you just watch it going, okay, can we just get to the next segment? That's what it feels like to me.
At least we've seen this match last week, so we don't have to spend too much time on it.
I will say Fandango's gear is amazing. It's sparkly and swirly and just completely over the top. It's kind of brilliant. commentary go on about American football, Santino's comedy spots, blah, 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 blah. Cobra. Samurai gets in, Emma at ringside's there. Emma is dizzy. Santino goes to check on her. Santino and Emma, blah, blah, blah. Will they, won't they? Who gives a fuck? Fandango almost drop kicks both Santino and Emma in the face, but thankfully only connects with Santino. Santino does the deal. Jesus! With the Falcon Arrow for 1, 2, 3. My missus just gave me a little look there.
Well, you're about to wake up our child. Just shut up.
So I thought I was going to wake up my kid. Yeah. Sorry. All right. It's okay. Don't worry.
I can imagine the facial expressions you're getting sent across the room right
Apparently, she didn't look at me. So let's just move on. The winner is Fandango.
You're going to die. You're going to die.
Emma dotes on Santino. Renee stops an incredibly sweaty Mark Henry backstage. Mark Henry. Sorry, did you want to say anything about that fucking match?
No.
Good. Renee stops a sweaty Mark Henry, who's walking backstage because WCW 2000. Mark Henry says, "It's not about winning, it's not about losing," and I'm like, "That's the spirit, Marky boy." Out you go. Take the loss. It's fucking great. What a line. Just come back last week. And his promo is, "It's not about winning. It's not about losing." I'm like, you get it. There you go. See you later, Mark.
Still not as good as Titus' promo in NXT. If you want to win, make it a win. And if you don't want to win, make it a win.
Millions of dollars. So next up is the much anticipated match of Roman Reigns with Mox and Seth versus Mark Henry. Roman is a serious boy.
He wants to take out the big boy, doesn't he?
We come back from ads. There's an on-screen graphic of Teddy Roosevelt that says, "Speak softly, carry a big stick," for some fucking reason. Now we know it's the President's Day stuff, but out of context, I'm like, what? Why is there a quote from what?
He's actually doing a promo for Extreme Rules.
Just like Sandman's career. One sentence. Speak softly, carry a big stick. Does Hack speak softly? Not really. It's like, yeah.
Beautiful dulcet tones.
Yeah, I like a bit of Hack. It'd be good on this show, something a bit different at least. Anyway, JBL calls Roman Spear a gore and then corrects himself while misquoting the quote we literally just shown. Again, for some fucking reason.
Speak loudly, carry a dick. What's that, Bradshaw?
Bradshaw, what a cunt. Couple of spots here.
That's exactly what Farouk said about his tag team with Bradshaw. Speak loudly, carry this dick.
Couple of spots. Long headlock, Superman punch. Ooh-ah. Gore for the 1, 2, 3. The winner is Roman Reigns.
As you mentioned gore, and it's just sent back a wonderful mental image of my late teens in the realms of musical theatre. So, a chap who I
did not expect that sentence. Please, go ahead.
So, a chap who I did my theatre studies A-level with, after I had finished education, he had written his own musical and play to perform in the church in Ashford in Kent. And part of it was to do some kind of choreographed dance at the end. And you know how Rhino used to do like the double beat chest and hands in the air? I said to him, I said, "Why don't you put this in? Like the gore thing," because it was to do with animals. And then he just had this whole troop, like 10 people going, doing Rhino's gore pose.
Just you pop in right at the back, yeah?
No, I was on stage doing it. I was like Rhino 4.
No one would put you at the front of the stage. Shut up.
How fucking dare you?
Fat and ginger, you know.
I'm not ginger.
I know. I'm just being a dick.
Saying that,
Love
though,
you, buddy. I'm just kidding.
Saying that, though, not that there's anything wrong with being ginger, by the way, ginger listeners. I wasn't being a dick.
Fucking is.
Mutants.
Just a joke. Just a joke.
But I noticed, which you'll probably notice when we actually do a pod in person, the percentage of my beard that is now starting to look Father Christmas grey is getting quite concerning on the underside of my beard. So it's like if I lift my beard up, it's like, fucking hell, that's gone grey pretty sharpish.
Yeah, I like how my hair looks when I come out the shower. It's when it dries later. I'm like, oh.
I like the look of
What's
you when
that
you
other
come out
colour
of
in
the
my
shower.
Yeah, baby. So the winner is Roman Reigns. Talking about sexy. So the story is basically Dean Ambrose is shit. Roman Reigns is awesome. Mox kicks Henry a bit post match. Roman and Seth look at him like, "The fuck are you doing?" It's so weird. But fuck all that shit. Whoop whoop. Why? Wyatt's in their dimly lit room backstage to cut, Bray's promo. Yes, it's the same fucking promo you've heard a million times if you've ever seen one of these. It works, but again, it's the same fucking thing. Brody gets a line. Roman says, not Roman, what's his name? Rowan. There you
Rowan.
go. Goes, run. And it's like, okay. So, but then Roman has a mic in the ring. A change in the format. And tells Bray to come out here and talk that noise.
Some scriptwriter's gone, how should I write this? Come here, youngling, talk that noise.
Oh, I couldn't stop laughing. I don't know what it is about that phrasing. Come out here and talk that noise. He's like a 1980s hip hop line. It's so bad.
Do you think it was written by that writer who had like a 3-week stint at WWE who then turned around and said,
God.
don't know fuck all about this product? There's
amazing.
Bobby Ashley.
Good Lord. So
Oh.
Wyatt's go on.
I was going to say, so on this thing, like you said, at least it was different. They gave Roman a microphone to try and call out a video screen.
Pre-tape, yeah. So Wyatt is down for the fight. Wyatt's make their entrance. A less dramatic version of what we got last week. Because the crowd fucking sucks. We get one step closer than everyone was last week because they're in the ring and, Bray steps up and Roman steps up. But the Wyatts go, nah, we're pussies. We're going to fuck off. Like, I don't know if this is the best thing for their character tags.
Sensible. Live to fight another day. That's not how the Wyatts want to fight.
Yeah. So this is the end of my first watching session, about 50 minutes in. It's funny because we talk about it and we get to mock it and make it sound funny. It was fucking awful.
I was at this stage and I was like, okay, so we've now had our hero of the podcast. We've got what I'm looking forward to at Chamber. And there was part of me that did this going, I wonder if I can wing the next hour of the show and claim and throw things in. I thought, if I just read up on the internet the finishes, and then if you say, would you like to describe this match? I'll just say, on my notes, got a really funky STO, and then he reaches the ropes, and I probably thought Brock was going to come out at that point, but he didn't. Ooh, what a surprise. Cock joke. And then just smooth through without having to watch the rest of it. But I did watch the rest of it, and I'm glad I did, because there's some quite interesting stuff that happened.
There is one good match.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that match, that was
Okay,
a good,
cool.
well-spent 20 minutes when we get to it.
Yeah, sure, we'll get to it. So, Elimination Kickoff, the pre-show for the Elimination Chamber is going to have the Rhodes Brothers. I'm like, okay, cool. What are they called now? The Rhodes Dynasty?
The Brotherhood.
The Brotherhood. Yeah, why would you put the word Rhodes in it? The Brotherhood versus Ryback. Fuck. So we won't be covering that shit next week. So Cody Rhodes.
Plus, it's not on the
and
network either, because this was
good.
because this was on YouTube and tout.
It's definitely not on the network if you're in America. They've only just uploaded the SmackDowns. Like, seriously.
I mean, in fairness, we don't get the SmackDowns for like 6 weeks unless you pirate it live.
No, I mean, the whole history of SmackDown has not been on Peacock until this week.
Oh, in fairness, most of SmackDown doesn't matter when it was on Sci-Fi, UPN.
The weeks with the 6 are really good, but apart from that,
Yeah, and the Straight Edge Society stuff was good.
Yeah, absolutely. Cody Rhodes and Goldust play with the Stack Down playset, and I'm like, that is not the name of the show.
But I liked the use of the name of the toy into SmackDown, so that was good.
Goldust tells us about his childhood serial killer tendencies.
Where he put Lego
murdering
up his bum.
animals. Well, that too. When Goldust asks if he can build some of the toys, Cody has an amazing line. He goes, I'm the builder of the family. Grandpa was the plumber, Dad was the dreamer, and you're just the... And Goldust chimes in and goes, don't say freak. So good. This might be the best thing on the show apart from that one match. But, I'm afraid I've got some bad news. What does Barrett do to their lovely toy stacks?
Oh, hang on, wait a second. I didn't have notes on there. He kicked it
Barrett
over.
is a
He was
big-
an arsehole. He was a bully. He was a massive bully.
I love how everyone's trying not to corpse during this segment because they obviously don't give a shit. This is like the 50th take now.
Well, Cody does.
He literally has to cover his mouth as Barrett comes in the room. It's well funny. Lovingly stupid. Loved this segment. Thought it was really funny.
And all three of them are going, we got a guarantee this week for this. All right.
I mean, we don't have to go to Denver? Yeah, fucking A. I'm in. Do whatever you want, Vince. Yes, thank you, sir.
Can you imagine, I know the locker rooms are different now, so people have obviously got more space. They play video games. They keep themselves to themselves. Can you imagine sitting around with Bradshaw, Kevin Nash, Farouk, and then fucking Waltman comes and goes, I'm just going to play with my Lego in the middle of the locker room. What would happen to his Lego?
Well, I know where they'd be going, that's for sure. Yeah, it would be going, whatever. So next up, we've got Jack Swagger with casual racist Seb Coulter versus
We
Kofi
the
Kingston.
people.
3 hours to fill, and neither of these lads are worthy of getting an entrance.
Well, we've just had a Lego spot. Sorry, a stack down spot.
30 seconds into the match, the fans are already chanting for JBL, who would cheer for that cunt, but anyway. The fans continue to chant for pretty much anyone but the two lads that are in this match for the... How many minutes is this match? 2, 3?
I mean, hang on. I've got the timings a bit further down on my list, I think. Swagger versus Kofi, 4 minutes, 41 seconds.
Yeah. Commentary tell us that apparently Swagger is going to be wrestling Big E at the Chamber pay-per-view. Since when was that a thing?
Well, this is what we covered on the SmackDown. He won the Fatal 4-Way.
Brilliant. Kofi, long build this match has had. Kofi taps out to Swagger's ankle lock, aka the Patriot lock. So the winner is Jack Swagger. So this 5-week story we've been dealt, I can only judge from the last 5 weeks, that's what we've watched, of Swagger being the inferior member of the racist Americans is now completely over. He's fine. And all he needed was a slap from casual racist Seb Coulter to be in a title match with Big E.
Because what Vince has probably done is gone this going, these guys are racist. What shows better work if we put him in the ring with someone who he might have ill feeling towards because of the colour of his skin? Hang on, I've got an idea. This is such good shit. Fucking
What happened to
hell.
the story? What was the point in the story? What were they? This complete disregard for anything they've done over the past 2 months is just immensely frustrating to me.
Well, this was going to lead... They were going to go, let's put Swagger and Cesario together and have them go one-on-one. And then they've pulled out at the last minute like a good Christian boy. And then it's all
Wow. Wow. Do not skip past that line. Okay. Oh, God. That was a great line. I'm going to remember that one. Okay. But never mind that shit, because the second Swagger has his hand raised, what happens, Thax?
Hang on a minute. Big E comes out. His entrance, he appears because he's the number one. He's the champion, so he's come to confront the number one contender to scare off the racist.
So we come back from ads, right? And we've got a 2-on-1 handicap match for some fucking reason of former World Heavyweight Champion Drew McIntyre and former World Heavyweight Champion Jinder Mahal versus Big E.
The 3MB, and I can't remember if Heath Slater had been fired at this stage. I think he was still around at this stage. He must have been, because he did all the drafts and the I Got Kids gimmick. So it's 3MB minus one player. So I've called them 2 M's because it's McIntyre and Mahal.
No entrance for them, by the way.
Why would they?
Yeah, exactly. They've only got 3 hours to fill. Seb has a mic. Is constantly chatting shit at Big E from ringside. Seb seems to have forgotten his gimmick. He doesn't make one racist remark the whole way through the match. And I'm like, what? Where's your gimmick, mate?
He sold it to Cesaro.
Oh, that's weird. Considering Seb's comments and signs over the past few weeks, Seb is surprisingly okay with Jinder and Drew. He's behind them.
Well,
No problem there whatsoever.
they've got their papers. and Cesaro.
Yeah, but Sheamus apparently didn't.
No, well,
Remember last week?
doesn't surprise me.
The lack of consistency. Big ending for Jinder, big ending for Drew. He just calls it the Big E at this point, doesn't he? Or does he call it the big ending?
No, it's called the big ending.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Big E wins, burying the former World Heavyweight Champions, and Big E is not a former World Heavyweight Champion. Just to point that out.
Well, they hadn't been
You
former
know.
world champions at this time. They were jobbing out as a trio.
Yeah, but there's something about Big E that I think is stopping Vince from making him a World Heavyweight Champion. It is very, very good and solid and, excellent career. What that thing is, I wonder. I don't know.
Cape.
Would
The
you,
cape.
I would,
Definitely the cape.
that's what he needs more of, more capes. Anyway, Big E post-match promo. Lots of out-of-breath mumbling. Then Big E goes, "After this Sunday, your mouth won't be the only thing that's full of crap." Which is a hell of a line. So what else is going to be full of crap, Tax?
His socks, his shoes,
It's bag if Randy ain't got anything to do with it.
that bloody wiper.
Oh, fucking great, isn't it? What was this line? I missed the beginning bit. I can be fucked to rewind it because I'm not going to spend half an hour waiting for the network to kick back in. So after this Sunday, your mouth won't be the only thing that's full of crap. What? I don't get it.
Basically, Big E's going to take on Swagger in a shit as much as you can in Invitational. I don't know.
Oh, because his pants are going to be full of shit because he has to wrestle Big E. Is that the line?
I mean, that's the most logical explanation I could have thought of, so let's go with that. So basically, you're going to be speaking shit, and I'm going to beat you up so much that you're going to crap yourself.
You know how I was saying that, or you watched it, how Seb is shouting at Big E in the microphone the whole way through the match? Yeah?
Yeah.
But he doesn't say anything racist, which is kind of his gimmick.
Probably because there is a man of colour in the ring.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? It's right there in front of you. It's a bit difficult to be a racist. But Seb really does himself proud as he's walking away from the ring. Because he shouts back at Big E, "We are going to own you." Delightful.
Virgil
Network-
style.
Yeah, network freezes for the millionth time today on this one. It was lovely. Rusev is Russian. Here's a promo. Third one now? Fourth
He'd like to thank his wife for being flexible.
Yeah, not quite that good promo, is it? It's getting like, okay, let's put him on the show now. Come on, it's time to go.
Machka.
Yeah, exactly. Black History Month, so here's a bunch of people we didn't push. This month is Ron Simmons. Do you remember when he was the WCW World Heavyweight Champion?
I mean, I don't know if they've ever mentioned it ever on Black History Month, whether it's either him, Booker T, or Mark Henry that they push.
Isn't it great how...
Sometimes they push Junkyard Dog.
Isn't it great how good we are? Look, in WCW, we put the belt on him. Wait, hang on. Was that you, Vince? Are you sure that was you?
And they then went...
You put the World Heavyweight belt on Ron Simmons, did you?
I like they then went after and go, and then he's paved the way for future champions. Booker T, R-Truth, Kofi. Fuck, we've run out.
They show Mark Henry holding the World Heavyweight Championship when he wasn't the World Heavyweight Champion. I was just like, no, you can't do that. Just because he lifted the belt in some promo shot or after some beatdown once does not mean you can fucking claim. It's fucking stupid, man.
Chamber promo next, though.
Wait, hang on. There's in this Black History Month thing, there's also a montage. After they show Ron Simmons with the World Heavyweight belt, there's a montage of WWE guys who happen to be black gentlemen holding everything but the World Heavyweight Championship belts. And I'm like, come on, guys. You're not doing yourself any favors here.
And then
they with the IC, they with the tag belts, with the Divas, whatever. None of them are World Heavyweight Champions. You're like, fuck this company, man.
Truth holding a belt, but not showing it was the US belt unless you look really closely.
It's the jingly belt from his old gear with the belt on.
But the best bit of this, so then they go on to say, Cole, Lawler, and JBL on commentary go, the JBL's like, he's my boy, he's my bro, he's really happy, great way to be honoured. And then Michael Cole, goes, and I guarantee you I know what Ron Simmons will be doing this Sunday. He'll be watching the Elimination Chamber. Will he fuck?
Yeah, fucking A. So you know how there's the Elimination Chamber graphics and promo stuff?
Yes.
What do you think of the dubstep that they've got playing behind it?
This is where WWE are trying to switch up their music likes to become a little bit more current. It didn't offend me.
It sounds a bit like a sheep being slaughtered.
Exactly, from a farming background, it didn't offend me.
Renee backstage again. She's getting a bit Mean Gene levels here. It's not every segment, but it is.
I mean, if we're going to call that out, let's call out Tony Schiavone.
Oh, I love Tony Schiavone. He can get away with whatever he wants. Renee with the earring, the bling. Oh, mate. Totally would. Renee backstage interview with it's John Cena. Cena puts over all the WWE's promising young superstars. I'm like, who would you say he's talking about, Tax? Who are these young superstars that he sees in this main event scene in the future?
Mark Henry. Randy Orton. Dave Bautista, who they pitched as young when he was in Evolution. He was actually like 70 years older than Flair. Mark Jindrak.
So, beyond... So, Drew, Roman, Dragon, right? Those are the three that made it to the main event in 2020, 2021, 2019 sort of time.
Kofi.
Does that count?
I'm counting it because it's Black History Month.
Okay, there we go. There's a few, but you know what I'm getting at here.
They haven't developed any new stars in 7 years.
Any is strong, but not as many as they maybe should have. Anyway, so John Cena versus Cesaro is next. Cesaro has Jack Swagger and Casual Racer Seb Coulter with him for the fifth time tonight. Quick replay of Cesaro being Orton clean on SmackDown last Friday. I'm very happy with that. But Cesaro is meant to be a heel and he's getting a huge face pop here.
Cesaro at second as well. That was send Cena out before the ad break. I suppose that's to keep people from switching over. But by looks of things, they left Cena in the ring to try and do pomp and allure to the crowd. And Cena just looked awkward with this crowd to try and G them up today.
Yeah. So this is the match we were talking about earlier, right?
Yes. Hang on, wait. No, I was talking about the six man. What were you talking about?
Because I may not be the biggest John Cena fan, especially in 2014 when I feel like he's very much Super Cena. He's just over because he's John Cena. But he's definitely reached the point whereby he's now willing to... He's so comfortable at the top that he's willing to let other guys have a lot of space in the match and get a lot of shit in, basically. Cesaro in 2014... this is the one thing I texted you about during the week. I think I texted you about it today. Just going, my God, Cesaro in 2014. He's maybe one of the most impressive in-ring talents I've ever seen.
It's incredible. He once in a lifetime athlete is Cesaro.
There's a point when I vividly can picture it right now. Cena has Cesaro in an armbar. So Cena's standing, Cesaro's on the floor. Armbar. Sorry, to put it in. And Cesaro, without using his arms at all, or without bracing off Cena, at what is he, 6'5", something like that, 250 pounds, kips up with zero effort, and I'm like, what? How the fuck did he just do that? It's like he just kind of throws his leg forward and his whole body just goes vertical suddenly. You're like, what the fuck? Try people listening right now. Lie down on your floor. Try and get to your feet without using your upper torso in any way. It's how? He's such a natural. There's no hesitation in anything he does in the ring. It's so easy to suspend your disbelief and get involved in his matches because it's completely believable. It's the best bits of movie or TV or whatever. You're fully invested in anything he does.
His uppercuts, his movement. Just the way he transitions between moves is something. There's something really enjoyable about watching it, and it doesn't matter. Even though we've said he hasn't had the opportunity to showcase himself, and I think that's fair until his match with Orton, and now this match with Cena, which was even better. They've never given him more than 5 minutes to express himself.
Yeah.
And we saw it when Cena won the US belt a few years later, and he did the US Open Challenge, and then he had another absolute barnstorm with Cesaro. That's when Cena started doing the springboard stunner. There.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like Miro right now for me is Cesaro in 2014. Like, he's just absolutely primed. It's like, just strap the rocket to him, put him over, give him a mouthpiece. That's obviously Vince's concern, is that he's not the clearest promo in the world, maybe not the best promo ever, but I mean, it's certainly not horrific. But not like John Cena level main event promo. Like, I may not be a big Cena fan, as I've said, but his promo, great. Absolutely great. One of the very best.
When they put Heyman with him, when Cesaro became a Paul Heyman guy, I honestly
how did
thought
that not work? You know what I mean?
that should have been it.
Yeah, that should have been his picture, his route straight to that main event, because it works so well.
That's what he needs. He said, Cesaro can cut a promo. The difference between him and Miro is Miro's promos, I believe, and it's not because, but it's, I know it sounds silly, but Cesaro's accent is the thing that I think people don't get on board with. It's the same people who go, oh, Shinsuke and Asuka can't cut promo. It's because they're ignorant. It's simply put.
Yeah.
But
I think you're called Americans. Just a joke. As
our listenership again plummets.
Like I give a fuck. Not about them.
But it's
Fuck
crazy how someone
joking. Buy a t-shirt. Love us. Subscribe.
But the fact that this man, like I responded to you as well earlier, it's taken them 7 years to let him have a singles main belt match. It blows my mind.
It's maddening, isn't it? Yeah. So the story of this match is fucking cracking, mate. It's so good. Cesaro is insane. He's out grappling, out striking Cena. Whether this is Cena's choice or not, I don't really know, because it looks like Cesaro is just going, no, we're doing this, John. It's so good to see. Cesaro's throwing in spots he shouldn't be able to do, flying off the ropes. He sells like a boss when he needs to, but never oversells, no sells a couple of things from Cena, which is great fun. Even Cena, I would say, does a really good job in this match. He sells really genuinely. Maybe he's shattered because they're in Denver and it's a mile high or whatever, like above sea level. But he's even throwing in a couple of fun spots here and there. He does a Rana at one point that Cesaro basically gives himself, I would say, using John Cena.
Yeah, but as you said on the subject of selling, like the 2 times he escaped Cesaro's swing, like the urgency of Cena to get out of it, the facial expressions he gave.
It's great.
It's Marine level facial expressions.
Yeah, fucking A. So, I don't know why they never called it this. The pop uppercut, right?
The pop uppercut was amazing.
Pop up uppercut. Let's just call it the pop uppercut. It's a much better name. For Cesaro goes into the giant swing, but it's reversed when Cesaro then gives himself a DDT using John Cena.
All I'm hearing now is Gallatin's going, beat up John Cena! DDT from John Cena!
By the time they get to the second giant swing and Cesaro reverses the FU, where he just flips over onto his feet, I'm like, Jesus Christ, like maybe he's going to win this. But an FU later, 1, 2, 3, John Cena wins. Super Cena, it's 2014, obviously he wins. Genuinely awesome match. Really enjoyed it. Cesaro's incredible. Good of Cena to give him so much in the match. Again, whether he wanted to or not, who really knows? Who cares? It was just so much fun. Not that there's been a great deal to compete with on these past 6 weeks, but this is match of the series so far by quite a long way, I would say.
I was going to say that. I said, I know we're focusing on Dragon, and he's had some good matches when he's wrestled, but nothing has been of this level of, essentially, guys, you've got no story going to this. Go out and put on a clinic, but make people care. And they did. There was no story for this other than they're fighting on Sunday in the chamber. Mm-hmm. He beat Orton last week. Can he beat the big dog? But it was so good, and it was so refreshing after the absolute shit we've watched for 6 weeks.
Yeah, it's like actually to have a match with a story that you get invested in. It's this is the first time in 6 weeks I've actually had this on this show.
Because I don't remember this Raw, because I knew he beat Orton, as you said. The likelihood was he was going to lose to Cena. But there were moments genuinely watching this, I thought, oh, hang on, is he actually going to do it?
Yeah, maybe he should have.
Oh, he definitely should have. Cena didn't need to win this.
Imagine if Cesaro won the chamber and goes on to wrestle Batista in the main event, but we give Dragon, I don't know, CM Punk or something. I would have paid for that.
Well, I mean, Punk Dragon would have been good, but they've done it so many times before. But having
I'm saying
Cesaro
like,
versus
if
Batista,
I'd love that match. Big, strong, powerhouse Batista against agile, I'm not going to take anything from you, Cesaro. Like this Cesaro we're seeing here. Like no selling for Batista's shit. Like that would fucking be awesome in a main event. I'd pop like crazy.
looks good on a promo poster as well.
I mean, if we're not going to have Dragon in the main event, which does seem to still be something they're kind of angling for occasionally. I know that maybe they're working us at this point. They definitely weren't before, but maybe they are now. I'm just throwing it out there, like as an alternative. Like, do you think there is space for Cesaro to be pushed to that main event in 2014?
No, unfortunately not. This
It's
is the
tricky,
thing we've said.
for sure.
This is the thing we've said before about Cesaro. And it's the same thing we've said about Dolph, and it's the same thing we've said, unfortunately, about Kofi. Even though he got his Mania moment, they've ruined those three talents alone by dicking about with them for so long, never pulling the trigger, never giving them a chance to be a main event talent. That now, like Cesaro, even though it was nice to see him against Roman, and everyone started trying, like Cesaro got the Bryan / Kofi pre-Mania. Everyone's like, oh, he should have. Someone should let him have one. He's been around for so long. Like everyone seems to get one each year. There's always one wrestler that comes out of that mid card, and everyone latches onto. Mm-hmm. It shouldn't have taken 7 years to get Cesaro to give him that opportunity. But the problem is, as we said, they've blown their chance because now the perception is Cesaro. He is not a main event player.
Yeah, absolutely. I've got quite a bit to get through. We're already 90 minutes in, so let's fly through some of this stuff. The next segment's really fucking funny. Orton and Triple H have a little chat backstage. Triple H runs down all the people that have beaten Orton. Orton thanks Triple H, and I'm like, oh, that's right, Randy. On your knees, boy.
Bow down to the king.
Bend over for the king. Orton badmouths Batista.
That's what Steph says to Trips.
Orton badmouths Batista to Triple H. Batista is standing right behind Orton. I'm like, oh, don't you hate it when that happens?
Orcs, as the kids would call it. Not orcs as in the goblins.
They would be better in this, to be fair.
Can you imagine all the goblins? And we've had zombies, so just have loads of goblins right behind Orton. All right.
Oh, God. I was going to start to make Warhammer jokes, but let's move on. For the second week in a row, that's probably better than this show, but anyway. For the second week in a row, someone says Randy isn't the face of the WWE. He's not the dick this time. He's the ass. Speaking of dicks and asses, here's Bertie to read off some shitty generic lines. Batista gives Bertie a shove, and everyone just kind of stands around in silence for about 20 seconds. It's
quietly applauds.
Yeah. There's a replay of the primetime players splitting up that we talked about earlier. Titus cuts a promo. Titus tells us... My God, his voice cracking is well funny. There's a bit in this promo where Titus tells us champion is spelt Titus. Titus cannot spell.
Don't be bully, be a star.
Oh, God. Speaking of which.
And also, we didn't mention as well the sexes where he handed the microphone to Ren and said, hold that, sweetheart.
Yeah.
Creepy. And then he handed her the microphone.
Oh, so great.
Dun, 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 dun. I love the ski games. It's those Matadores.
Two Mexican lads come out in bullfighter gear.
Wait a minute, are they from Puerto Rico?
My point exactly. It's great, isn't it? So, Los Matadors of Diego and Fernando. I didn't know that was their names. And Sin Hunakara versus El Torito. Oh, sorry, with El Torito. Not versus El Torito. That might be unfair. With El Torito, Michael Nee, versus the Wyatt family. Oh my God, they're going to kill them. Of Bray Wyatt, Eric Rowan, and Luke Harper. Again, great seeing Brody here. God, I missed him. But what is it about Los Matadors, okay, and Hunakara that they have in common, Tax? What is it about them that makes WWE think they would be a good team exactly, do you think? I mean, I just can't put my finger on why they would be put together, Tax.
They'd all brought red gear with them this week.
Yeah, just convenient. They just saw the gear and were like, oh, you guys would be great in the 6-person tag, right? Yeah.
One of them was in a Scooby-Doo movie. I think it was the Bull.
I don't want to go on about it too much because, I mean, comedy and shit. But it is kind of terrifying how, if you are of a race, the person who you're associated with in WWE is like almost 90% going to be of that race also.
I mean, I'm going with the idea of they needed a single star who could match gear and was also a bit lighter to go against the big burly
Is that
Wyatts.
why Mansoor and Ali are now in a little thing together in WWE in 2021? Is that why?
Yeah, exactly. Pure racism. No, sorry, no. No. Mansoor is going to win at the Saudi show later this year, so they need to give him a good tag team partner. Although I suspect that they will split Mansoor and Ali up heading into Saudi so Mansoor can win the world title.
Yeah.
Because, MBS would really much like a Saudi world champion, so he will get what he wants. Because if not, Vince McMahon will be leaving in various bags.
Thanks for that blood money. Or we could do a show in Saudi. I love Britt Baker. Wyatt's beat the piss out of the Matadors. Well, I can't say that word. Hunakara, there you go. Does some spots with Brody. Again, Brody's the only one that can take any heat for the Wyatts because they really need a fucking cooler, don't they?
Absolutely ridiculous. I mean, I did enjoy the fact they let the Wyatts throw the bull around a bit. That was good fun.
Well, there's a point where you have the opportunity for Brody to literally just yeet El Torito across the ring and they don't really take it. And I'm like, come on, it's right there. But they do bits and bobs of them. It's kind
the
of fun,
Matadors fluffed their double tope suicida, where one of them landed on their feet and the other one landed on his face.
Could say they need a murder clown.
Hey. Oh, I'm so disappointed that they didn't win the trios belts in AAA last weekend.
Oh, I didn't know that was a thing. I hadn't kept track.
Well, of course you wouldn't,
They
because
didn't
AAA
take a
don't
loss,
advertise their shows.
The clowns didn't take a loss, did they?
They did.
Did they actually take a proper loss? Like they got pinned?
Yeah.
Whoa, I think that's the first time in about 20 years that any of them have taken a loss.
Yeah, unbelievable. But don't worry.
They're already selling to come to Triple Mania. Like, were they going to win them back, obviously?
I bloody hope so. Because don't worry, listener.
Booking.
Next month, Triple Mania, we've got Kenny and Andrade. We've got Deonna Purrazzo and Fabio Apache.
Lady Maravilla. Oh, was it Apache or was it Maravilla?
Oh, I thought it was Fabio Apache.
You might be right. I can't remember.
And obviously we saw the wonderful promo from Mr. Iguana for last weekend's show as well. So I can't wait to get back into
7
AAA.
minutes of him talking to a puppet. Like, this is AAA. It's so good.
It's Bray Wyatt's promo.
So to finish off this match, Tornado Lariat by Brody, Sister Abigail by Bray, Hunakara is done for the 1, 2, 3, and the Wyatts win, surprisingly. No Shield run, and I'm like, do you even do wrestling, bro?
Busy. They're filming their pre-tape.
Got something else to do later tonight, apparently. Old Age Outlaws, which they mocked someone for saying, and I'm like, fuck you, I'm still going to call you it. Old Age Outlaws already in the ring, negating their entrance. You know, the best thing about them.
Well, they had to be wheeled down in their wheelchairs first. They can't walk very far because they're so old.
Oh, still can't believe they pre-taped the, oh, you didn't know? It's so stupid. They do the quick, do you remember our shtick? Sing along with the old guy's routine. We've got a match here, which is Billy Gunn versus Jey Uso.
Who Dan Housen on Twitter started calling Billy Arse.
So it's going to be the Outlaws versus the Usos at the Chamber, hence why we're getting this match. Road
I
Dogg
say
and Jimmy
oos,
Uso.
you say oos.
Fuck off. Road Dogg and Jimmy Uso are on commentary. And what did you think of their commentary tags?
Better than the 3-man booth.
There's a couple of moments that pop me. I'm going to be honest. It's annoying when the camera focuses 70% on the commentary table and 30% on the match that's happening in the ring. But I mean, It's Billy Gunn. Who gives a fuck, really? You know, I like Billy Gunn. Don't get me wrong, but this match is just nothing, right?
Jimmy held his own on commentary because I got the
Yeah.
feeling that Billy Gunn was trying to silence him, and Jimmy
Road dog,
basically.
but yeah, that's fine.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. And Jimmy Uso basically shut him up. Like some of the things he called out, you could say, Road Dogg was like, "What's that got to do with this match?" And Michael Cole wetting himself laughing. That was all good.
Yeah, Michael Cole's got the worst sense of humor in existence. But anyway, there are a couple of good one-liners in this. The crowd start to chant CM Punk again. Jay rolls up Billy Gunn for the 1-2-3. Jay Uso wins. Usos do a post-match house dive, and it's like house show dive. Sorry. And I have one note about this match. What a shit sandwich.
So that's what else is going to be filled with shit after this Sunday.
Catering's changed a lot in WWE over the last 7 years.
Yummy.
So Byron Saxton, you haven't seen Smile Tap, have you?
No, that's the thing about bass guitars turning things up to 11, right?
Pain. Listeners, appreciate my pain right now.
How dare you? I watched Peter Rabbit 2 this weekend. It was incredible. And shits on Dogtanyan. Never watched Dogtanyan. I've seen kids' YouTube videos with better video quality than Dogtanyan.
Agreed. Yeah, the animation's awful, isn't it? No lighting. Everything's just
shit.
yellow.
Did they animate it in France during a power cut?
Why France? Oh, because
that's where they're from.
Okay.
That was an attempt to slice at the French.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, what have you got against French animators?
Especially not after the whole Charlie Hebdo thing with their animation, which was very, very accurate and got them all killed. Jesus Christ, the French are very good at animation.
Jesus Christ, Dax. Okay, let's move on. Out of left field a bit. Byron Saxton, I can't get over that comment. That was awesome.
I'm never going to be able to travel out of this country even after we can get out after COVID.
I'm not going to explain it, just in case no one got it that matters. So let's move on. Byron Saxton backstage with Sheamus. Sheamus recites his boring fucking script again. His promos are fucking awful in 2014.
But I love to fight.
He literally says at one point, I'm going to give him a beating. Irish style. You're like, what the fuck does that mean?
With his weird eyes. Irish style.
Cole immediately, as second Sheamus stops talking, completely emotionless, goes, Sheamus versus Orton next. I'm like, this is your main event, dickhead.
That's because they know what they're about to witness.
God. So, replay of SmackDown, Sheamus accidentally giving his tag team partner Christian a big booty. Sheamus boot. Wait, hang on.
Who's booty?
Yeah, I realised as I said it. Anyway, Sheamus versus Christian will have a match on SmackDown before the Chamber. Great.
Yay.
Get excited, Denver, Colorado. It's time for your main event of the evening. It's WWE World Heavyweight Champion, the pinnacle of the company, Randy Orton, versus Sheamus. Now, 2020, 2021 Sheamus, I'm a big fucking fan of. 2020, 2021 Randy Orton, I'm kind of a fan of. I think he does some good work, got some funny shit in there, you know what I mean? 2014 Randy Orton and Sheamus is another fucking story entirely.
Heavily scripted, underprepared. That's what my note is for this match. Underprepared. These two, I get the impression, when Sheamus is allowed to do a Sheamus style match and beat the tar out of people, that's when he really, really excels. And that's what we're seeing with his US title run at the moment. And his stuff with Drew was very, very good. And Randy Orton's basically doesn't care anymore. So by not caring or following instruction, he's actually mildly average, but certainly better than he has been. But here, where they're so scripted, this match is so overproduced. They don't listen to the fans. Like you hear this whole concept, like from an in-ring standpoint, of call it in the ring, which is fine, and obviously a lot of people do. But this is the match I would expect to see a trainee who's maybe had 10 matches go up against a trainee with 1 or 2 matches, or even their first match. Literally, they've macho manned it. They've planned every single spot, everything meticulously, to the point where the fans don't care.
Don't call that macho manning it. I know what you mean. That you mean about over planning a match.
Oh no, not even over. As in literally every detail of the match is prepared before going out there, and you don't deviate from that plan because that's a classic macho man thing. Whereas these guys,
but Macho knew what he was doing.
Yeah, these two don't. They've planned a match, and at least with Cena, when he's been wrestling in these main events, he can get the crowd interested. The in-ring quality is shit, but he can get a reaction out of the crowd. This
didn't beat around the bush there. It was straight for the head. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, totally.
But this match, they get no reaction. They just work their spots that they've prepared in catering, not spoken to each other about it, and waited for the finish. And that's literally, basically, this is house show match by numbers till the end of the match.
So the best thing about the match is it's a shame for fame loves the head. Which is something you should definitely bring back just to pop me on one show at some point in the future.
Him versus Drew with their original musics would be very good.
Yeah. I forget he's got that theme in 2014. So whenever like Sheamus is coming out, I'm like, oh, I like a bit of Sheamus. Then these terrible matches. But I always
two men in lines.
So I started to spot a pattern in this match. Like, I'm not a professional wrestler. I've watched a lot of wrestling, so I understand how a lot of it is formatted. I don't remember matches quite like this. So I wrote some of it down to demonstrate the issue that I have with this match. And
I look forward to this. If you're back in training, listener, if you are a wrestler, study this match and roll it out at your next training session if you never want to be invited back.
Not exaggerating. Okay, want to emphasize that. We sat through this show so you don't have to. Remember that shit. Okay, remember how good the Cesaro Cena match was. I don't like Cena matches often. That was fucking awesome. They follow it with this piece of shit. Okay? Lock up, stall on the outside. Headlock, stall on the outside. Lock up, struggle in the corner, stall on the outside. Exchange of strike or two, stall on the outside. Lock up, stall on the outside. Backdrop, stall on the outside. Crotch Sheamus on the top rope. Adverts, headlock, stall on the outside. I'm like, fire and ice, do you get it? Every single fucking thing they do, they immediately stall on the outside for like 30 seconds to a minute. It's awful. It's mind-numbingly boring.
Even when they got into the part like when Sheamus is doing like the clubs to the chest and Orton like managed to escape white noise with a backbreaker and a hanging DDT. Even after that, Orton's been like, headlock. It's like, fucking hell. This was awful.
They cut to adverts after crotching Sheamus on the top rope. You know how usually they come back from adverts and they show you, the amazing thing that happened during the adverts. You know, someone takes a run to the outside or something like that, just a spot, or, you know, someone choke blocks the knee so you know the rest of the story going into the matches. He's got to get over this knee injury and has he damaged his knee so badly that he can't come back from it, etc., etc.
Orton shattered a fan's cup.
Exactly. But like anything to give you some attachment to what's happening so that you care about the end of the show. Like, that's really all they have to do. It's very simple. They crotch Sheamus on the top rope, and I'm like, okay, Randy's cheating. Sheamus is kind of a face character. Okay, at least that makes some sort of sense. Do the adverts. They come back from the adverts. He's in a fucking headlock. They're like, what? And then they show a little replay, and it was Randy putting Sheamus in a headlock. They're like, are you taking the piss?
Working smart.
It's a cliche and all, but that's literally what they show. What the fuck is this match, Tax? It's dreadful.
This is one of the worst matches I've seen in a very long time.
Hey, think about the amount of times these guys have wrestled and the chants you've heard during their matches. CM Punk, Daniel Bryan, Randy Savage. What? This match sucks. Boo! Michael Cole. People would rather cheer for Michael Cole, Jerry Lawler, and the fucking competition than either of these guys in these matches when these two wrestle.
I wonder, deep down on the inside, as we're about to get to the finish of this match, they've both gone, oh, that's the finish, is it? Don't need to do anything, huh? Don't need to worry about it, do we? Because no one's going to remember this match. They're just going to remember the finish.
I mean, we talked about it a bit earlier with Dragon and his matches with Christian and Kane. Obviously, you know, they got the pay-per-view coming up at the weekend. I understand not wanting to do much, but like this is taking it to a different level, you know, not doing anything.
This level of wrestling is old WWE coming over to the UK and expecting that the fans will have a good time because WWE's here, but the in-ring stuff doesn't have to be up to scratch. This, inverted commas, main event, I have watched IPW shows with better matches than this.
I've watched your matches are better than this.
That's not true. This is much better than all of my matches.
Nah, never. At least you've got a fun gimmick that I can actually latch onto.
Well, as I said, if the same rule goes for Ring of Honor, I'm certainly not going to be working this year if we can't bring streamers because I'm an entrance. I literally only get over because of my entrance. That's it. That's literally it.
See, Sheamus is almost an entrance, but he's not. He's just a theme song, really. He's not even an entrance.
Oh, man.
Doesn't even have the white out at the beginning of his entrance, which is the best thing about Sheamus, you know?
Yes, he does. He never gets tanned, so he's always got the white out.
It's like a nuclear explosion goes off on the stage every time. It's great. That's someone's gimmick. I think it's Botchamania or something. Anyway, after a week of the WWE Network being absolutely fucking shite for me and freezing and buffering constantly, it's like really, really bad. They really seem to have sorted those issues today because that 10-second skip button works like a fucking treat, mate. Sheamus warms up for the bro kick as the crowd goes absolutely fucking silent. He's like beating his chest, doing the brogue thing, and there is no one making a sound in this fucking arena.
Just one bloke in the back goes, is he saying bro or brogue, like the shoe? Brown brogues, yeah? Brown brogues.
Yeah. Shield run in for the DQ.
Oh, interesting. What's the Shield doing here? These aren't the Wyatts. Why are they attacking Sheamus? Why? Why?
Well, we know they have some attachment to the authority angle, right? That's kind of a thing that was happening a month or so ago? Or is this the first time this happens?
I think this is the first time they're linked, because obviously the whole idea was going to be, long term, that Punk was going to be behind the Shield.
Yeah, I'm running into the issue of I kind of know what's going to happen. So nothing's happened over the 6 weeks with the authority and the Shield at all, has it?
Nope, nothing at all.
They beat up Dragon.
Well, was that on SmackDown?
Oh, I don't remember. There's definitely a handicap match.
Oh, that was before
Rumble.
this. This is the Rumble when they were doing, because Dragon was against the Wyatts and Punk was against the Shield in the 3-on-1.
Oh, that was back in the Ascension ceremony bollocks stuff, wasn't it?
Yeah, Connor and Victor ceremony.
So there is.
They were right there.
So there is. I know, never know. It'd be funny to me. So there is some association between the authority angle group and the Shield.
Well, not really, because Punk wasn't. I suppose that's
but they did that with the benefit of Trips and Steph, right?
Well, no, because then Kane went out and did him in the Rumble. So
did he? I missed that bit.
That's why he quit. Unsafe workplace.
Put him over and like spit on his hand. All right, boy.
The Devil's favourite David Starr got involved.
Oh, you had to go there. I was trying to make it funny. You made it serious, you douche.
Tax evader, allegedly.
Allegedly, yeah. Please don't sue us. It's not real. We're not real. We're just bots. Sheamus warms up for the bro kick. The crowd goes silent. Shield do the DQ run in. Here are Cena and Dragon to even up the sides a little bit, but the Shield still beat them down.
And then Sheamus comes out, beats up both the Shield and the Chamber people.
I didn't notice Sheamus and Cesaro and Christian, right? Wait, hang on. What? No, I did notice Sheamus. Sorry, I've got ahead of myself. Yes, you are right. Here come the Wyatts in the blackout. Okay, they do their thing. So the Shields and the Wyatts. So the lights come back on. Shield and the Wyatts are standing in the ring opposite each other, and they finally get into a brawl. And I'm like, yeah, let's go, build. Well done, boys. I like that they teased us about it, and they finally gave us a little something as this show went off the air. But the funniest bit about this whole segment was when the blackout happens. Christian and Cesaro aren't in the ring, but then the lights come up, and they are in the ring. And I'm like, are they part of the Wyatts?
They got caught in that magic corridor, and they were walking down, and the Wyatts go, don't worry. And then they look at how did we transport here?
They're not even wearing overalls, Tax. Isn't that what we're...
Unbelievable. Bad booking, bad planning, zero cornflakes in the Astrodome.
So funny. Everyone has a little brawl, and we're out of here. What a crock of shit that show was. One good match in the middle.
The Cena Cesaro match is the reason for me why this is not getting zero cornflakes.
Yeah. I think I enjoyed this more than the last other 4 weeks of Raw we've done.
I
5
think that's
weeks, whatever.
because I know I'm going to get a pay-per-view, so I don't need to really worry too much about storylines. And
Yeah.
this should be the setup for Mania. And as we keep saying, surely 3 hours of Raw in 2014 with one of the most important storylines in the last decade of WWE is going to boost our interest in this product.
I'm just absolutely praying that Chamber is a relatively fun pay-per-view and we can enjoy it. And hopefully there's some silly shit in there as well that we can joke about. And it's not just really fucking serious the whole time.
Well, we
because that
didn't
would suck.
mention earlier that they announced that it was going to be Darren Young versus Titus at the pay-per-view as well.
Well, there we go. There's the bullshit we can laugh about.
So we've got that.
That'd be
And
fun.
also we're going to have Wyatts and Shield, so that's going to be good.
You'd like to think so, at least. I struggle when I can't see someone in the match that can take a pinfall. You know?
I mean, it's just, I don't care. I think it's going to be good. And considering we've watched one good match, in 4 weeks.
I get it.
I mean,
Yeah,
everyone
sure.
likes
You
a
just wanna see
rumble.
some good wrestling. Okay.
But yeah, this is becoming harder each week. And I'm going to make sure,
Ooh.
I think this is my issue. So the last couple of weeks I've watched Raw, I've been watching it after I've watched Dynamite. So I'm going to make sure I watch Chamber this week before I do Dynamite, just to make sure that isn't blurring or putting a more negative spin on Raw.
So should we
WWE
agree
products.
to record on a Tuesday rather than a Thursday just to make sure that doesn't happen again for you?
Oh, we aim for the Tuesday, but bloody
Sure.
England and the Euros being quite a good football tournament, it's
Keeps getting in the way, doesn't it?
yeah. But we still aim to do a Tuesday.
Yeah, we'll do Tuesday next week just to make sure that that doesn't get in the way of AEW and stuff. Because I can see the disparity between the two shows becomes a problem because you have certain standards of wrestling and then you watch this bollocks and you're like, fucking hell.
And then I'll watch this before Dynamite, and Dynamite will be even better.
That's the way to do it. So I'm looking forward to hopefully having something to latch onto for Chamber, because then we've got 6 weeks of Raw. That's WrestleMania 30. And I'm hoping and praying that we have some story with Daniel Bryan to really latch onto. I'm not convinced there is, and I'm intrigued to see how they're going to tell the story of Dragon getting to that main event. Because we know he gets there, but I don't think he does at Elimination Chamber from what I remember. So, how's it going to happen? Well, that's why we're doing the pod series.
So just checking. So the matches we've had announced so far for this card. So the pre-show, which we're not going to cover, is going to be Cody and Goldust against Ryback. We've got Big E defending the IC belt against Jack Swagger. We've got the Old Age Outlaws defending the belts against the Usos. We've got Titus versus Darren Young. We've got the Wyatts against the Shield. We've got Bertie versus Big Dave. And then we've got the Chamber match. And I think we are going to get a women's match.
Oh, no women's match on this card tonight, by the way.
No. We're going to get a women's match at the Chamber.
Lot of shit there, in it, but a couple of things I care about. I like the idea of Cesaro and Dragon being in the same match in the Chamber.
So what I thought I'd do, very, very quickly...
Cena, to be fair. But yeah, go on.
Well, I typed this in. So obviously we've covered Raw going in, and going into the Chamber, it might be worth if I have a quick look at what happened on SmackDown leading into the Chamber.
Do you not want to do that before Chamber? Because it's like the last bit of build before Chamber.
I suppose so, because we've got a 3-hour pay-per-view to go through, though, so I didn't know if we wanted me to have a wonderful intro. But yeah, okay.
The thing with the pay-per-views is that there's usually just matches. There's not like segments in between, so there's not like that much to talk about, really, especially with the Chamber match. What we're going to do, be like, this person eliminate this person. There's a couple of good spots,
Well, just having a look at the match card,
yeah.
I was right, there'll be a ladies' match on there, but I won't announce it in case it's something important happens on SmackDown. But
Okay.
including the pre-show, which we're not going to cover, there are 8 matches. So 7 on the main card.
Okay. Yeah, I think we'll do the rundown of SmackDown before the Elimination Chamber to kind of give the last bit of build. I like keeping the format where you do that at the beginning because I like how to see you change how you do it each week. Interesting.
You mean how hideously unprepared I am each week?
It depends. Sometimes you put a lot of effort in. Sometimes you're just like, yeah, it's a bit shit, wasn't it? I'm like, yeah, great. That's how I feel about wrestling sometimes. Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
it depends how inspired it gets you.
Cornflake rate the show so we can go home.
Because I enjoyed Cesaro so much, I think it sneaks into 2, but it's everything else in this show is almost on the minus rating. Like that opening segment, Jesus Christ, 6 guys cutting the same fucking promo one after the other.
Bukake!
2 rubbish Daniel Bryan matches. I'm like, how often do you say that? You know, but that Cesaro Cena match was so much fun. Like, yeah, I think it sneaks to 2 just because of that.
I'm still a 1 cornflake for this. I think so. I watched it all in one sitting, bar, stopping to get some lunch in between.
Yeah,
it was terrible. Like you said again, we've got Sin Hunakara and the Matadors being put together because we've got classic Vince McMahon racism. We've got shoddy in-ring action. Nobody's working anything interesting in here until you get to Cesaro and Cena. But it's not enough for me for 3 hours of Raw. It's a 1 cornflake rating for me going into the chamber. And as you said, it's a real shame. Like we've had, like you mentioned at the start of the pod, we've had a couple of episodes where they've started teasing Daniel Bryan as the top babyface. And then the last few weeks, they've just gone, that lad from Ring of Honor. Yeah, give him a match. The bearded one. Yeah, that'll do.
Yeah. Everyone beats Randy Orton. That's the story of this show in the last
Except Christian.
Who's the best Christian we've ever seen?
Well, he is so more devious and angry and vicious.
With the kill switch engage. Logic holes. There's some serious, gigantic logic holes in these stories. You convinced me. I think it's a 1, actually. I think even that Cesaro Cena match doesn't get it above 1. Yeah, I'm going to drop it back down to a 1. Anyway, WorldOfWrestlingPodcast.com is the best place to find all your shiznit for us. Stealing JR's line. I'm Fanboy Rich on the old Twitter machine. How about yourself?
I'm at the Tex Williams. I am considering throwing my wrestling gear in the bin because I really can't be dealing with it anymore.
Keep it. We'll cut some funny promos and stuff. It'd be fun when we're allowed to.
What, me with my gut hanging over my gold pants?
Hell yeah. All right. Thanks everyone for listening. I really appreciate it. I thought of
more importantly,
outro.
Follow us on Twitter at World of Rest Pod. That's the best way to interact with the podcast, get all the updates, and occasionally some wonderful witticisms from us.
I'm going to put a really awkward delay in here. Well, I seem to remember that I had something I wanted to put at the end of the pod.
Ooh.
Give me 1 second.
No problem.
My hard drive's frozen. Don't worry about it. Goodbye, everyone. Love you. See you next week. Elimination Chamber, the second pay-per-view. God, I hope it's better than the last one.
The louder you guys are, the better the wrestlers will perform for you tonight.
And that's why I kicked your leg out of your leg.
We're tough. We can take it, baby.
You gotta penetrate in the back, baby.
Oh, I can see what you're talking. Wait just a minute.
Another day.
Booty talk.